Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm April Honey, and today I have a custom code tutorial for you. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying my non-path, non-outfit tutorials. I've really been enjoying making an entire build from custom code until the very end. Hopefully you guys have liked that. You'll have to let me know down in the description, or if you would prefer me to go into paths and such. I am working on a straight path next, so my next video will be a path, but for right now, I just thought that this one would be fun this week. So springtime is coming. We're making an apiary, and the first thing I'm doing is making the shelving. It's pretty self-explanatory. I'm just adding a little bit of depth, making it look like you're looking straight into the shelves, right? And we're going to put some honey jars and maybe a little bit of a flower, a pot, just some things like that inside of here. I thought maybe I wanted to do the little Subi bear kind of thing, so I thought that would be kind of cute. You'll have to let me know if you guys like it at the very end. So right now we're doing the little bear, and it's kind of like the cat that I made, but we're just gonna try and add some shadows. This is really the only way to make anything look like anything, unfortunately. And then I just wanted to put some kind of a jar or vase next to it. I think the one I ended up with looks really cute. It looks like a miniature honey pot, right next to the bears. I just thought it came out pretty cute. And then down here, I wanted a little flower vase. For me, it's much easier to do the outlines of everything and then to go back and texture it and color it and add definition and shadows and whatnot. You can do it as you go along, or you can copy the pixels. They'll be in my Discord as usual, as will the color palette will also be in the Discord, but it'll also be down in the description below. Actually, the color palette will be in the description below, just in case you guys take screen grabs of this to copy. It's pretty self-explanatory. They're just a bunch of shapes that I'm making to kind of resemble jars and vases and the little honey bear, and yeah, just that's pretty much it. I will let you guys watch the rest of this, and I'll chime in whenever I think that I'm doing something that maybe needs a little bit of explanation, like this flower right here that I'm making. I'm just using the colors that I have for the honey to make these flowers. I didn't specifically plan out flower colors. I figured there could be sunflowers or daisies or something like that, and it would look fine. So I went with my base colors and just kind of used that. And then I decided that I wanted a little bit of gap between the bottle cap and the little bear's eyes. And because I want the two bottles to be the same, I started working on them kind of tandemly, so that way I was doing everything across the right pixels. And all I did was just a couple of small little texture shapes to make it look like the hint of a bear. There's not really a way to make it really look like a bear, but I feel like it gave enough of a hint that from far away you could tell that it's like the little honey bear, right? I feel like that kind of came through a little bit. And then keep in mind, when you're making glass jars and stuff, you want the outside to be have this feeling of transparency or shine. You don't want it to be the same color as the honey on the inside. You want it to make it look like there's a gap in the glass. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but it made sense to me when I was drawing it. If it doesn't make sense, you can feel free to copy it. I'm okay with that. I'm so sorry that I can't describe that better. I'm not really an art teacher, but I do really enjoy helping you guys and helping everybody learn how to make custom codes. I've been loving seeing everyone's creativity once you guys get it and it clicks, and then you show me what you're making. It's amazing. You guys have been so good. So I'm so happy about that. Kind of what you want to do is just take a slightly lighter shade than the honey and put it on the outside, even on the shadow side, because the bounce light, the glass is still kind of clear, right? It'll have the reflection of whatever's inside of it, but it's still kind of clear. So you want it to feel glassy, so you want to give all of the depth of color on the inside. So we're going to do the next one, which is just going to be some more honey jars. You can happily just do one. I wanted to make 2 shelves because this is going to go on my island Lavender, which is going to be my grandma core island. So this is going to be a build on my other island, and I just wanted to have 2, but you're more than welcome to do 1. So I went in with a whatever color. It doesn't really matter what this color is that I'm starting with. All I'm doing is making the outline of some of the jars and stuff that I want. I'm using the symmetry tool just to make it a little easier on myself, and then I'll go add details without it so that everything is differentiated. So in the end, it will be different. It's just the symmetry tool makes it easy at this point. And then I will change it over. Honestly, I'm just working with what my hands have to offer as far as like how they work. So you obviously are going to have some different experience with your dexterity, and you're probably not going to need to take as many roundabout ways of doing things as I do, and you're going to find what works for you. And I feel like that's amazing. We're all so different, and I love that. So I wanted all of my jars to be just slightly different. I didn't want them to all be the same all the way across, right? And then I wanted some of them to have those little covered lids. My island on my other Switch's name is Lavender, so obviously there's going to be a pretty heavy purple theme going on this island. I really like the purple color scheme that I'm coming up with so far. It's going to be like a purple and a yellow with hints of green here and there. I don't think I'll be able to grow the green mums to put out because, you know, green mums are really hard, and that island is a hard mode island, so I really am kind of limited in what I can do. But these items, these codes, I know I'll be able to make because at least they're all my own codes, right? Anyways, we're working on this glass. You're not here to hear me talk about my islands, but we're here working on codes, right? So I'm just putting little labels on these jars for whatever I'm selling them for. I would think like when you go some places, they have like honey lotions and potions and honey jars and stuff, like when you go to like the farmer's market. So I kind of wanted to give that little bit of a theme going on. I just thought it would be cute. So we put some little words on the big jar because I just wanted it to look, you know, semi-professional. Like, you know, we're really selling stuff here in the country, right? My island's going to be slightly grandma core, small town core-ish. And I just thought it would be really cute to have, you know, just a few stalls and things going on around the island. It is turned into my permanent island, so I'm really excited, and everything that I'm making there is going to kind of stay there. I might change colors throughout the time, the seasons, but I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if I'm going to like shut it down and restart it, not restart it, but like flatten it and rebuild it or anything like that. I just know that once I have a first build, then I can leave it alone for a while and then go back and redo it whenever I feel like it. Pretty much whenever inspiration strikes. And I like having a permanent island to play on with all of my villagers. And again, you're not here to listen to that. I'm so sorry. I'm going off on a tangent this morning. Anyways, I'm just adding some little shadows and details. That was it. So now we're moving on to the stall design, and I wanted it to be green with like a little bit of a lace pattern on the bottom. I don't know really what I have in mind right now. I'm just kind of looking at the canvas and seeing what works. That's always a good way to go. And if you want, you can just copy whatever I'm doing here. It's kind of reminiscent of every basic stall pattern that you see in most games. But I'm just making it to match my particular builds because, you know, of course it has to match. So I'm going to add some flowers. I just am adding some basic daisy kind of flowers, sunflower type miniature flowers. You're not really going to be able to see them very close up. I'm doing the outlines with the white tool, and then I'm going to go back with the yellow pixel and change the colors and whatnot for a lot of them. I might actually change and make some of them yellow. Yep, that's exactly what I did. And yeah, so I'm just adding little details like that. You're more than welcome to copy it if you'd like. The yellow ones I did use the honey color for the insides of them, if you're curious. And I will put all of the color palettes in the description below. The color palette for the shelves is slightly different from the stall, and the stall and the sign are pretty much the same. So we're gonna make a frame around our stall pattern. This honey font is basically if you go on Google and you look up pixel art alphabet, then there will be different styles of letters that you can make to use for these for the custom codes. And then you can just add highlights and shadows to kind of curve the pattern the way you want it to. And that's kind of what I did. So I just copied a basic Google searched, I can't remember which one it was, but it was like a pixel alphabet. It was a very basic one. It's free out there. So if you guys want to download one of those, I do recommend it. For if you're like into making signs and stuff, look up pixel alphabets. They're like a great tool to use to make a lot of these like signs, right? So you don't use the same blocky letters all the time. So that worked for me pretty well. And then I just am of course making a honey jar because I mean, we're selling honey here, right? There's a very honeyful theme on this build. And I just thought it would be kind of cute and quirky given my name, and having like a little apiary and like a honey stall on my island would be kind of cute. And I love me a purple bow, so we're gonna put a purple bow on it. I'm using the same kind of bow that I make on my dress custom codes, so it's not really anything set in stone. I go in with a basic shape and then I highlight it and kind of morph it into a bow afterwards. So you're more than welcome to copy it, as I've said throughout the video. It's really hard to describe, so I'm very sorry that I'm not doing such a great job at describing this one. It is really hard because I'm really putting pixels down and just seeing what works good in my head or what looks good to me in my own mind. And then I'm just going to add some shadows around the letters and around the borders of this sign before I texturize it. It's kind of a painting, right? They're all like little artworks. I've also been really loving this single shadow like texture thing as like a background, like this very off by one shade textured square background. I really like it. It adds just a subtle variation, makes it look a little canvas like from a distance, and it just adds a little bit of texture, just like kind of like the hard noise brush on your Procreate. And it just adds a little bit of noise to your painting, but not enough to be overwhelming or crazy, right? Because we don't want that. So now we're done with the main part. Oh boy, that went super fast. I somehow thought that took way longer than it did, but I guess it didn't. And we're gonna be making our little honey stall. I'm super excited. I used some storefronts in the back and I put a pergola behind it as a little building side. And then I put the 2 storefronts on the side. Usually I stick trees in the very back of that to make it, to fill it out. And then I put like a little dessert carrier, a cash register. I'm speeding up this build kind of a lot. And it's just because I didn't want this video to be like 30 minutes long, and I wasn't sure how long you guys wanted to watch me build this out. Anyways, we put down some barrels because I feel like those are appropriate for an apiary, right? And the little milk can, and of course the honey pot. And then I just moved around some trees to make everything kind of look good together. We just want to make it look pretty and countrified and pretty natural. I like that cactus, and I just cover the sand part of it with items. But I really like it, so I make sure that I use all of the items that I like. I also don't I don't know how this build is going to go on my other island. On this island I have all of the items, so I do have to wait for items in order to build it out on my other island. But I think I really am in love with how this turned out here. So we're just gonna put some items down and fill this all out. The stall is looking great with the custom panels right next to them. I like having the two different, very different like panels on the sides, the different shelves on the sides, if you will. And then I'm just gonna stick some flowers and some bees and wasps around. I speak English, and if you really wanted to, something that would take this over the top would be to like drop a little hive, a wasp's nest, and then we're gonna put our sign down. I'm gonna try and travel to the daytime, show you how it looks, and we're done. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I really love it. I think it came out so cute. The little honey bear there selling their little honey wares, and I just think it's adorable. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you make this pattern, feel free to tag me or show me, send it to me on social media. I love seeing what you guys are building. If there is any way that I can help you be more creative in this game, please let me know in the comments below. I hope everyone's having an amazing day. I know you could be doing absolutely anything, and you chose to hang out with me. I appreciate you so much for that. Until next time, bye.